Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I wish to Sir Hilmi and all of our friends here today. So, today we're going to present about our website project report. Next. Okay, so this is how our presentation flow will be. So, today I'm going to brief an introduction about our client and then 20 posts from the social media platforms that we did, which is the Instagram, Facebook and also Twitter. And then, after that, the top 3 posts that we have achieved throughout this whole 3 platforms. After that, the posts that we had boosted throughout this campaign. And then, our contribution of each member to the website of this project. And also, we concluded with appreciation. Next. So, about our client. Our client is a school in Masjid Tanah, which is a cluster school. It was named SMK Ghaffar Baba. We approached this school because one of our team members' cousin was a graduate from that school. So it makes us easier for us to approach the school. And also it's near here, so we don't have to go far away like, for instance, Ipoh and Selangor. Okay, next. So, today we're going to divide our presentation into 3 major segments. So, me, Muhammad Nadzmi bin Ahmad Nazif, from the media team, will be handling the first segment of this presentation today. So, our first post, it is safety starts from you. Why this post? As we know, safety always begins with ourselves. For this instance, this post is targeted at, as you can see, it's lab edition. So, lab edition means the safety and regulations in schools laboratory. Some students take this matter lightly because they think they can play around in the laboratory because the laboratory is a fun and mysterious place, right? Because you don't see all the things that much. So by doing this post, I'm trying to emphasize the seriousness of this matter, the seriousness of having to take safety in order to avoid students from getting any harm during their study in the laboratory. Next. So next post is a quote. So the quote says, "The future depends on what you do today." As you can see, the post is quite straightforward. The meaning is your future life depends on what you're doing. What are you doing today? So if you're not taking action today, your future life will be ruined because you fail to plan your future. As you can see, this quote had the least amount of like, which is a 55, with an impression of 422, which leads to 275 reach on Instagram. On the other hand, on Facebook, it reached 292 with an engagement of 15. The next post is skin disease prevention. As you can see, from the Instagram, it liked 53 likes. With an impression of 571 impression, which leads to 273 reach on Instagram. On the other hand, on Facebook, it reached 179 with an engagement of 11. So, I targeted this post to the students in SMK Ghaffar Baba, primarily students who live at hostel, because me myself had experience with skin diseases during my time at the hostel. So with my knowledge and experience from this horrible incident, so I would like to share my experience to students so they don't have to face this problem in their life in hostel. Okay, this post is what is 5S. It had a like of 53, impression of 622 with a reach of 286 on Instagram. But in Facebook, it reached 294 with an engagement of 10. So what is actually 5S? It stands for sort, in order, shine, standardize and sustain. This is a method used by the Japanese to discipline themselves at work, at school place and at home, and to create self-awareness. This post is to discipline themselves and to create self-awareness about the importance of keeping in line. So the next post. Okay, the next post is genre music untuk belajar. So it had a like of 73 with an impression of 600, and also in Facebook it reached 338 with an engagement of 13. Next. Okay, the next post is prosedur kebakaran di sekolah. This post is targeted mainly at school students, obviously. So it had a like of 61, impression 561, and leads to an impression of 309. Next. So for my top post, it is a quick library tour, which had a like of 82 and a view of 326. I did this post because nowadays library visitors drop at an astonishing rate because of the existence of internet. Because students can get info from the internet, but the info and knowledge from library is more trusted and far more superior. And also there's a saying, reading is a bridge to knowledge. So by going to the library oftenly, you will gain more knowledge on information. So for my contribution to this website, I am in charge of taking photos of the school's facility. I am in charge. I was in charge of providing the pictures of the school's facility, so that to ensure people, especially outsiders, knows what is the school can offer to their students with the good teaching facility and the good infrastructure and also conducive environment. So see, as you can see, they have a lot of facilities, so I am in charge of taking each facility in the school that they have. Okay, I think that's all for my segment today. So later on, I will pass it to my friend, which is Muhammad Zaki, for his next segment. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you to Mr. Nadzmi for his presentation back then. And now moving on to my segment. Before I begin, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Zaki and I'm from Graphic Team Department. So as you can see up there, that's me. Today I'm going to be presenting about my first 7 posts on social media and my top posts throughout the campaign, and also my contribution to the website. Okay, next. So my first post is for my first post is a rich comic. And the reason why I create this post is that I think it's going to attract more student viewer. So because as I also include some of relatable content into it, so it has something that students can relate to. So for the insight, this post gets around 244 reach on Facebook and 27 engagement. On Instagram it gets 88 likes, 11 comments, 3 share and 2 save. It also have 292 reach. Okay, next. Okay, for my second post, Asrama Life Hacks. Okay, as we do know, SMK Gafar Baba is a cluster school, and they also have their own hostel. So that I think why not we give them tips and tricks on how to live in a hostel lifestyle. So by that, this post get 208 reach on Facebook. 29 engagement on Instagram, it's get 98 likes, 5 save and 337 reach. Okay, next. Okay, so for my third post, it's a video on how to improve laptop performance. Okay, so the reason why I create this video is that when I went to NMC before, I noticed that there's already a student who's doing their homework assignment on a laptop. So it triggers me out, and I think that why not I give them some laptop tips on improving their performance, so that they have the best performance out of their laptop while doing their homework assignment. So for this video, it got 267 reach on Facebook, 37 engagement. For Instagram, it's got 61 like, 1 share, 10 save, and 309 reach. Okay, next. Okay, so for my fourth post, it's doa penerang hati. For this post, it was actually post around spam during that time, and I know that there's still some students who are struggling to keep up with their studies. So while posting this post, I hope that it get to ease their burden in studying, and also scores and answer well on their examination. So we got 241 reach on Facebook, 8 engagement, and Instagram we got 53 like, 3 save, and 268 reach. Okay, next post. So next post is strategi memberi pembintangan yang bagus. So for this post we got 236 reach on Facebook, 9 engagement, 69 like, 1 share, 1 save, and 331 reach. Next. Quote, go with the flow, unknown. So for this quote, we got 348 reach, 70 engagement, and 91 like. Unfortunately, for this post, we lost the insight because of we didn't make our Instagram business account yet, so that's why. Next. And for my top post, English idioms. The reason why I did include in one of top 3 our posts, because it got the most reach on Facebook, Instagram. So as you can see, on Facebook it got 279 reach and 80 engagement. On Instagram it got 66 like, 1 share, 14 save, and 485 reach. Okay, next. So my contribution for the website. So as a graphic team department, I'm in charge of taking care of the calendar page. So, Mr. Nadzmi. So like if the user want to see an extra detail about the holiday, they can just click it and it will pop up another web page. So another one is Takwim, which is calendar, Takwim. Okay, I think that's all for me lah. So then we move on to the next segment. Mr. Abid, come.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. As you all know, I am the last segment. Okay, my name is Muhammad Abid bin Muhammad Yazid. I am from media team. So today I want to present my first 6 posts, my top posts, and our boost posts for our team, and my contribution to the website. Okay, moving on to the first post. Okay, my first post is about tips menjaga penampilan diri. As I think that most of us didn't know how to maintain our appearance good looking, especially for the students. As you all flashback a bit, when you are Form 1, I think your appearance is really not looking good. Your tie is a bit long and so on. So I think this info is useful for the students. Okay. My next post is about how to my post is about cara-cara menjaga power bank actually. So this is the screenshot from the social media. Okay. My next post is about how to keep your power bank last longly. So I think most of us didn't know how to maintain your power bank in a good condition after maybe 1 year use or 2 year use. So this is such an useful information for all of us. Okay, next. Okay, Festival Citra Bintara. Okay, as I gather my information for all of us to know, Festival Citra Bintara is an annual cultural event that held in SMK Gafar Baba. The event is about competition that
that school among in Masjid Tanah region that compete in dance, poetry, and so on. Okay, so okay, my post about SMK Gafar Barber have library have Facebook account. Okay, so I think not all of us school have Facebook account for their library. Okay, so it is such interesting information for a school to have a Facebook account. Okay, so my next post is a friend in need is a friend indeed. So this post shows that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Shows that a true friend shows a really true friend nature. Okay, so okay, this is my top post. So maybe all of you know that about this post. TikTok and Musically. Okay, so I post TikTok and Musically because most of teenagers nowadays plays TikToks and so on. So I think this post can set up awareness among younger generation, and I think also these apps can reduce moral values among younger generation. Okay. As for boost post, okay, I want to share you guys this post likes. It got 130 likes, 37 comments, impression 1056, reach 537. Okay, next. Okay. So for the boost post, okay, our team target audience is at the age of 13 until 21. 21 I think is young adults. Okay, our target area is in Melaka. So our strategy for this post is that I think for me, I want to take advantage of the triggeredness of other people that get angered and so on. And this post they have many comments and so on, positive and negative feedbacks. So I think I want my team strategy is to take advantage of this. Okay, so my contribution to the website. For the page Tenaga